Hello and welcome to Don't Forget to Read the Instructions at the New Ulm Public Library. I'm Leroy, programming librarian and your host as we explore the fun world of tabletop games. Wait, what are tabletop games? Well, they're games that you can play on the table, or on the floor, or pretty much anywhere. The main feature of tabletop games is that they involve players operating with something that you can hold in your hands, be that cards, dice, pieces, manipulatives, pen and paper, you get the idea. In each episode, I'll be introducing a new game to my fellow librarians because, let's face it, librarians like to have fun too. You'll get to watch us bumble through setup, learn to play the rules, actually play the game, and then also hear our thoughts about the game, how it's designed, playability, and all that fun stuff, so you can decide if you'd like to play it or buy it for yourself. We're very happy to be partnering with New Cat and our local gaming store, Red Dragon Gaming, here on Minnesota Street in New Ulm, to make this program possible. We hope you enjoy. Welcome back to Don't Forget to Read the Instructions. Today we're going to play a game called Hoax. It's a card game that was originally created in the 1980s by a company called Aeon Productions, but it was bought by a Minnesota company called Fantasy Flight Games, and they revamped it, redid the artwork and whatnot, and brought it back out in 2015. Now the premise of the game is this. A wealthy industrialist has an unfortunate and rather ridiculous accident and dies at his own birthday party. All the guests leave except for the people closest to him, who the characters, these characters here, the players will then choose to represent. There's two problems though. First, the characters don't really know each other, so they can't verify one another's identities. And second, he left no will. So throughout the game, each player takes a turn pretending to be one of these characters and utilizing their privilege to gather resources to investigate the other players. Now, you've got two ways you can win. First, you figure out the identity of everybody else and eliminate them one by one. Second, if when you, on your turn, claim to be a particular person and the other players agree that they think you're lying about it and you're actually telling the truth, you win the game that way too. So there's a careful balance here between bluffing and telling the truth, trying to find out what you want. It's designed for 3 to 6 players, takes about 10-20 minutes to play. Let's get to it. Hello, welcome back to Don't Forget to Read the Instructions. Today, I've got some of our familiar faces here. We've got Catherine, our Youth Services librarian, and Carol, one of our library aides. And today we've got Stephen from New Cat joining us, so it's his first time playing with us. Today we're going to play a game called Hoax. And what's interesting about Hoax is it originally came out back in the 1980s. But apparently it was not well known because I never heard of it as a kid. But it was re-released in 2015 by a game company here in Minnesota. And so they updated the rules and the edition and everything. And so the premise of the game is this. I'm going to read from the instructions because it's funny. Hector Vargas was a legendary business magnate who built an empire on a string of shady promotions and Ponzi schemes. He also left a tangled personal life in his wake. He pursued a decadent lifestyle until his demise during his 56th birthday celebration, when the cork from the bottle of champagne ricocheted off the chandelier and into his windpipe. Before anyone could render aid, Vargas died. In ominous silence, guests began filing out until only a few remained in the mansion's parlor, a circle of those claiming the right to Vargas's fortune. Okay, here we go. His domineering ex-wife, his coy current lover, his sycophantic son-in-law, his enigmatic distant cousin, the haughty chef, the shifty gardener, and the laconic butler. Several facts rapidly became apparent to the would-be heirs. First, no one knew the location of their late host's will. Next, the scandalous state of Vargas's personal affairs meant that only a few of those present had ever laid eyes on each other. Finally, the mansion lay open, offering up its hoard of ill-gotten riches for the most brazen of them to claim. There was no trust between this greedy and conniving lot. Gate crashers and con artists had always swirled around these gatherings. The claimants could only agree on one condition as the inevitable accusations flew. Only those who had actually endured a life with Vargas could remain. Any imposters would be discovered and booted from the mansion. So with crossed fingers, the claimants each silently vowed that they would be the last to remain. So the premise of the game is this. You will secretly take on one of these roles. And each of these characters has a privilege that you'll use on your turn. Pay no attention to the last column. That's for advanced play. And this is our first time through. So you'll take on one of these characters, and you have 2 goals during your turn. Goal number 1 is to try to get people to claim you're an imposter when you're telling the truth. Because if you do that, you automatically win. Goal number 2 is to try to figure out who other people are so that you can accuse them, and if you successfully guess who they are, then they're out. Now, to do that, during your turn, you pretend to be someone else, but this is difficult because there are other people that have a role. So if you're claiming the role that they are, they automatically know you're not telling the truth. And so if they call out hoax, it doesn't just go to, oh, you have to show or not. The group then debates and votes on whether or not to say, yes, we think you're hoaxing or not. And then if the vote goes forward, then the person has to say, well, yes, I am telling a fib, or no. And if they are telling a fib, then you get one of these handy imposter tokens, and you cannot pretend to be that same person for the rest of the game.
Oh.
So your choices become more limited if you tell lots of fibs. On the other hand, if you tell the truth, then but you're not caught in it, but you keep doing that, other people might notice and they accuse you, then you're in trouble. Okay, so the first thing that we'll do is we'll shuffle these up here, and everyone gets rolled. Don't show it to anybody else. Okay. And these go back in the box so that we can't accidentally see what they are. Okay. Okay, so everybody go ahead and take a look. Oh, joy. Okay. All right, so on your turn, you can take 3 actions. One you have to do, the other are 2 that you may do. The first thing you have to do is you have to make a claim. You declare that you're a particular character and then use that character's ability known as a privilege. The different privileges allow you to gain resources, and then you spend resources to do the second type of action, which is to investigate. So you're trying to figure out who another player is. And then the third action you can take is you can accuse another player. But remember, if you're wrong, then you're out. But if you're right, then they're out. So to perform a claim, you declare that you're a particular character. So you'd say, as the butler, I invoke my privilege of, and then do so. And there are 3 types of resources. You can get cash, you can get evidence, and you can get prestige. You need one of each in order to make an investigation. So to perform an investigation, you spend one of each type, and then after spending resources, you declare another player as the target of your investigation. Target player must use the suspicion deck. And they remove the card that matches who they are. So they got to do this behind here. And so they remove one, and then they randomly pick 3 more. Right? And they might not want to put that down in order if people's eyes are really good. They might just want to grab 4, put them down. Then you mix them up, and then you give them to the person who's investigating you. And so then they get to look at those 4. And so they're trying to figure out process of elimination, which one you might be. So, if you choose to accuse, then you privately guess their identity. You take the suspicion deck and you remove the suspicion card that matches the identity that you wish to guess. Then you pass it face down to that player. So the other people won't know what your accusation is. Only you and the person you're accusing. If you're right, they're out. But if you're wrong, you're out. So there are multiple ways to get eliminated here. Now, when you're making your claim, here's why it's called hoax. As I said, if you think someone is telling a fib, then out loud you call hoax. They have to pause their action, and then you all debate whether or not you think, there's a hoax or not. And if you agree that, yeah, we think so, then that person has to declare. If they're wrong again, they'll get an imposter token. So it says the youngest person goes first.
Not me.
Not
I
me.
think I'm the oldest.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, and then it's me.
Okay, Steven, all right. Whew. Okay, so on your turn, the first thing you'll do is you'll make a claim. And you're making a claim in order to try to get resources that allow you to investigate. I don't think we start with any resources, but this is why you read the instructions. Okay. Nope, we all get to start with one resource of our choice. So based upon who you are and whatnot, you can pick a resource to start with.
Okay, so based upon who I am,
Well, you don't use that as a restriction, but thinking about what you'd want to get.
okay, I'm just gonna pick something.
Okay, go for it. This is our first time.
Yeah, let's try that.
Some prestige. I'll take some evidence. Okay. All right. So, classes to you, sir.
All right, so I'll just grab another.
Well,
Oh.
nope. Now you have to make your claim.
Make a claim.
So
Okay.
you got to pretend to be someone.
Okay. I should be first because I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's all right.
So I should make a claim as to what one of you might be?
No,
or-
as you're pretending to be someone
Okay.
in order to use their privilege to get resources.
Okay. So I should I say who I'm pretending to be?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, I'm the distant cousin, so I'm going to take one cash.
Or one prestige. You want to hoax that? No? Okay.
So if I wanted to hoax that,
You'd say hoax, and then we'd talk about it and think, is he not? And if he is hoaxing, then you get an imposter token and you cannot pretend to be the distant cousin again.
okay, I gotcha. I think I understand. I am so confused.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm hoaxing his character, not,
Yeah, you're saying that he is committing a hoax by pretending to be the distant cousin.
okay,
So,
okay.
yeah. So are you going to or
No, I
Okay.
just wasn't quite sure what
Okay.
was next to do.
All right. Are you going to do any other action?
What are my other options at this point?
So at this point, you can't investigate yet because you don't have an evidence.
Okay.
And you could accuse someone, but if you're wrong, then you're out.
So
So this
I'll-
early in the game might just be
I'll pass for now.
okay. All right. So as the lover, I'm going to invoke my privilege, and I'm going to take a prestige. I don't have to do anything else either, so I'll pass it to you.
As the son-in-law, I'm going to take an evidence. And then it says that each player must give you a token of that type.
Yeah, so that means that you don't actually
can't-
take from there. We have to give it to you.
Oh, all right, well,
So,
have it on, kiddos.
Evidence?
evidence.
And I don't have any evidence, so
Yeah. Okay.
all right.
Carol?
Okay. As the gardener, I'm gonna take up to 2 resource tokens of one type from another player. I'm gonna take those 2.
Easy come, easy go.
All right, Steven.
All right, as the distant cousin, I'm going to take another cash.
Okay. Right. Well, as the X, I'm going to invoke my prestige, and both of you have to give me 1 token of your choice.
What?
Okay.
So you only have 1. So.
Some cash.
Yeah, thank you.
And you wanted cash, and I don't have any, so I don't give you anything.
Well, it's
Well, you
only the
need-
people next to me.
yeah.
It's only
Oh,
the people
okay.
next to me. So,
Oh, next.
Yeah.
so where you're sitting at the table can influence things as well.
Oh,
Interesting.
I see.
Okay. Good. Playing things pretty safe.
I know. I think because we don't know what we're doing.
Well, no one's gathered enough resources to do any
I know.
investigating yet.
I think I'll just, as the lover, take an evidence.
I call hoax.
Okay.
So we have to debate that?
Yes. Do we think she's hoaxing or not?
Yes,
Think so?
I
Do you think,
do.
Carol?
I haven't a clue.
Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Are you telling the truth? Uh-oh, take your imposter token. You cannot pretend to be the lover. Go ahead, Carol.
I have to do something. The butler. As the butler, I have to declare a player. Does that mean accuse somebody?
No,
No.
you pick a person and you and that person both take a resource from it.
Oh, okay. Catherine. So we get to pick a resource token of any type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Catherine, take a resource token.
Do we have to take the same one?
No.
Oh,
So,
oh.
any given one.
All right. As the distant cousin, I'm going to take some more cash.
Well, I'm gonna call Hoax.
Okay.
He's done distant cousin 3
3
times in a
This
row.
is true.
Well, that could mean 1 of 2 things.
Right, exactly.
Either is.
Either is or he isn't,
isn't.
right?
I know, that's the hard part.
So, what do we think? Yay, nay?
I think he's bluffing.
You think he's bluffing?
I really
Okay.
I think he could be.
You think he could be? He might be playing it safe. Oh, that's tough.
Although the distant cousin is kind of advantageous because you're
Right. Take Catherine.
not, you just get one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Yeah.
like messing with anybody.
It's true. Let's call it. Are you telling the truth here?
I'm not.
Ah, imposter token. All right. So that means you don't get the cash either.
Yeah, I got enough cash, right?
All right. As the lover, I invoke my privilege of taking an evidence. And then I'm going to spend to do some investigating. Let's see another aspect of the game. And I'm going to investigate Carol.
Okay. So what do I have to do here?
So you're going to pull out 4 cards. One of them has to be what you are, and then 3 others. Mix them up random, pass them to me face down, so I'll get to take a look at that. Okay. So. It's kind of like a mix of Clue and
There's a game that I used to play called BS.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I give these 4 to you face
Yes.
down.
Face down, yep. So make sure you cover those so no one sees those. Interesting. Okay. All right. And my turn. It's your turn.
Oh, is it? I just said my turn.
So did I.
Um,
I was waiting for you to do something.
Yeah,
And I said I had my turn.
okay. Hmm. As the son-in-law, I'm going to take. Some cash.
Nope, nope, not from the middle, remember?
Oh, from-
all of
oh,
us,
yeah.
all of us have to.
So
take
I'll
cash.
have your cash,
Oh.
thank you.
Oof.
Everybody?
Yes.
All right.
Loaded.
Yep. Ouch.
Hmm.
I just need a little prestige.
So here's your question: can you investigate more than once? They can, as long as they have the resource tokens to spend.
Okay.
Okay, as the gardener, I'll take up to 2 resource tokens of one type from another player.
Want some money?
Yeah, might as well.
All right, done with your turn?
I think so.
And as the son-in-law, declare a type of resource token. Each player must give you 1 token of that type. So cash.
Okay, I'm gonna call Hoax on that.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay. What do you think, Carol?
Your son-in-law?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go along with you. Okay.
Sure. Oh, there's another one.
I just didn't want to give up my money.
Good call.
I don't know who you are yet, but
Okay. So as the X, I invoke my privilege and take some evidence. On my turn.
I'll have to go again, right?
Yes.
As the distant cousin, I'm gonna take some privilege.
Prestige.
Well, okay.
Yeah, we all have privilege apparently.
All right, so prestige.
Gonna be done, or are you gonna
I don't
investigate?
know how to
You
think.
can investigate if you want.
To investigate, you need 1 token of 3 types?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, so let's do it.
Okay. Who are you investigating?
I'm gonna investigate Steven.
All right, Stephen.
All right, so how does this work again?
So you're going to take 4 cards. One of them has to be who you are, and then
Okay.
3 others.
Got it.
Mix them up. 4, send the 4 face down to Catherine for her to take a look. Oh, once you have imposter tokens on your thing, you've got to be careful what you put down in your
Mhm.
investigation, because otherwise you're helping them eliminate. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. But only her. She's the-
Yeah, she's the only one who gets to see it. So.
Okay.
Okay. Are you all done? All right, Carol.
Okay, so I need a prestige. Okay. Let's see. Oh, as the distant cousin, I'll take a prestige. And I'm done.
You're not going to investigate?
Maybe I should.
Because some of these abilities take tokens away.
This is true. Oh my, this is a hard game. I'll investigate.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so spend your resources.
Oops, wrong one.
This game is very covert. Sneaky.
Mhm. I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it's too early.
As the gardener, I'm going to take up to 2 resources from another player, so
But they have to be of one type.
of one type.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to take your cash.
That's surprising.
All right.
Okay. So as the chef, I'm going to swap an evidence for a prestige. I can't do anything else.
I guess I'll be the distant cousin who takes the money.
And done?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Karen.
Okay, as the butler, I'll declare Leroy, and we just take one resource
Yep,
of
we
any
just
type?
take one resource of any type.
Now what do you do?
The butler's interesting because it at least sways one person not to call Hoax because they're benefiting from the deal too, right? So.
All right, my turn. I'll be the butler.
No, I'm the butler.
Catherine, let's pick.
Do you have to do the same?
Nope,
No.
you can pick any kind of one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make can I make a claim now?
An
Investigation.
investigation, yeah.
So I'll investigate Leroy.
All right.
Leroy.
I'm
Oh, no,
shifty.
you're not the only one. Carol and Leroy don't have imposters.
I'm shifty, I'm shady.
Yeah, we know.
Apparently some people find me scary, but I have no idea how that works.
No. See, I glean nothing from that. Like, I don't feel like doing that again.
I need like a notepad to like take
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah, you don't have an elimination sheet,
Yeah,
right?
that's what we need.
So this requires you to really think.
Mhm.
You all done?
Yep.
Okay, all right. X. I need some cash. And I am going to go ahead and investigate. I'm going to investigate Catherine.
Let's.
Interesting. I'll be done.
Okay. Think of distant cousin again. Take a little more cash.
You can investigate, too.
I don't feel like it. I'm really
She just wants to keep her stuff.
I learned nothing from those cards. I'm sorry.
Well, the other thing that you can figure is that if the 4 that they give you must include who they are, then that means if it's not in those 4 and they pretend to be that, then you can for sure call hoax.
I can't even remember what Steven gave me. So,
I'm just focusing on Leroy for now until I.
yeah.
All right, so you're all done then?
Yes,
All
of
right.
course.
Go ahead.
As the distant cousin, I'll take a prestige.
You gonna investigate?
I am, and I'm gonna try to investigate Leroy again and hope he
Ooh.
doesn't remember which 4 cards.
I remember
he
exactly which 4 cards I gave you.
That wouldn't help me at
It's
all.
not really scary, but he has a great memory.
Yeah. I was hoping he wouldn't remember.
Well, that would be me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you do remember, don't you? That didn't help. Let's try another strategy.
My turn?
Yep.
I will, as a lover, I will take 1 prestige.
Had to put her in the, okay.
Beyonce's cringing.
I know, right? So yeah, as the X, I need some cash. Go.
I don't really need anything. No one really has anything to say that I want.
But it is the one action you have to do on your turn
One
is to
action.
claim to be somebody.
Well, I'll be the butler, and then Carol and I can take whatever.
Oh, cool, because I need everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna call hoax.
Yeah, let's call Hoax.
Okay.
Does it need to be unanimous?
So
A majority vote.
Okay.
Yeah, and Carol, what is Carol gonna say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
put it there. All right.
Well, I need everything again. Well, I'll be the distant cousin and start with cash.
I'm gonna call hoax again.
So you guys have to vote, right?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Majority rule, I don't know.
Sure.
So what do I do?
Are you telling the truth or not?
Yeah.
So Carol wins. All right. Carol is the distant cousin. All right.
Wow, I didn't see that coming.
Okay.
Who are
Excellent.
you?
The lover?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought
The
so.
butler.
And you were the butler.
I did not think you were the lover.
And I was the.
You were the son of Bob.
Fun.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Should we play another round now that we know what we're doing?
Out of batteries.
You're out of that. Okay. All right. So, That's how you play Hoax, and I think the second time through would be a little bit easier there. Thoughts on gameplay?
I think playing it through once, now I would feel more comfortable playing it, and it does feel very similar to Clue. So if you play Clue, I think you can figure this one out. And
Yeah. I think I would like something to scribble notes on, you know. For me, it just would be nice to have a little, you know, something to keep my notes on, because I honestly had no idea it was still
Physical portions of the game, what do you think?
I kind of wish we were able to like see the characters a little bit more, to get to know them a little bit more, because everyone's cards are always flipped over, and the character designs are so nice. You know, that's one thing.
I suppose you could play with these face up. Before a person flips them, so that would be one thing you could do. These are nice and sturdy, right? Although a small child could certainly gump them to.
Yeah.
Not for little kids.
No, and I think where Clue is a little easier for kids to play, this might not be.
This might be a team game.
Yeah, this requires a little bit higher level of interaction and a little bit more social cue kind of a thing as well. But yeah, so that's how you play Hoax, and we'll see you next time on Don't Forget to Read the Instructions. All right.
And once you go through it once, I think the second game would be a little easier.
And do you think it'd be more fun with more or less people?
I think 4 seems like the perfect amount, because if you had more, then you might be sitting around waiting, and it's just hard to keep track of everyone. And less might be too easy, where you're like, okay, I know what I have, and
Right. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be as apt to call Hoax with it just 2 people.
Oh, right.
You know?
it'd be a different game
Right.
almost.
Well, that's why it's designed for 3 players.
Okay,
There's
that's
3?
like-
Okay. That's a little better. I think you could maybe add 1 more, but I don't know if over 5.
Is this a modern version of the game, or did they stop producing it at some points?
I'm not sure if they stopped producing it, but the company that makes it now, Final Flight Games, based out of Roseville, they bought it from the original creators, which is Aeon Productions. And so I think they, did that have a thing on it? No, it says intended. Okay. And so I'm not sure if it was just they stopped making it, or it just was always kind of a niche thing. You know, Clue kind of pushed it off or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, they brought it back, updated the rules a bit, the artwork, and whatnot. So, yeah.
It always felt more comfortable to say who you really were, you know, when you say, okay, maybe it's my cousin, so, you know, because I knew if anybody challenged me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first round I was like, I don't want to lie, and then eventually we're all lying.
Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to think whether you were the ex or the lover.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had no idea who Steven was. I think you were pretty judicious when you went all around the board. And I just tried to stay away from the women because I thought for sure they would you guys were just doing my was one of the women. I don't know why. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
So
that didn't even
thought
occur to
in
me.
my head.
All right.
Great. That was fun.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for joining us today on Don't Forget to Read the Instructions. If you really liked the game today, you can check it out over at Red Dragon Gaming or request that we have it here at the library for checkout as well. We're once again very thankful for NewCat and Red Dragon Gaming at making this program possible, and we'll see you next time on Don't Forget to Read the Instructions.